Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I'm excited to bring you the latest unboxing of the latest release from ByTheWell4God. So I held on to this just for a little bit, that way that I could post this video the day of the restock. So as of today, the products for True North will be restocked to the shop, so you should be able to grab everything. I will have everything linked down below for you guys, and this is a huge release as always, and there's just some really good pieces in here as always. So I'm excited to share with you. I'm going to go ahead and slide things over to the side, and we're going to start with the devotional kits. I've already gone ahead and pulled out the die cut pieces. This is True North. Everything comes in this nice little drawstring bag, so you have a place to store everything, which is nice. And that's usually, I get a lot of questions about how I store my kits when I'm finished with them, and that's just how I store them. Any leftover bits go back into the bag and they get stored in a box. I have such a large amount of product on my desk all the time that I don't usually revisit older kits, but I know many of you guys do. And so you may want to leave the leftover bits out on your desk to encourage you to use them with other kits and things like that. But let's dive in and take a look at True North. So this is the devotional kit for September, and we've got True North Navigating Life's Storms. The devotional was written by Judy Allen this month. She has written several of the devotionals for ByTheWell4God. It comes in the standard traveler's notebook size, so you can fit it in a traveler's notebook system, and it's going to be your typical 14-day devotional study. So the idea is that you would work through the devotional content, the verse study, the prompt questions, all that goodness. And then the next day you would do your art reflection, your art worship. And so that would take you through an entire month. Or you're like me and you just have a crazy life and you do it whenever you have a chance. You do 4, 5, 6 days at a time. That works as well. So this month it's a great follow-up to Worthy is the Gospel. So in addition to this kit being restocked, they will be restocking the Psalms kit, Worthy of the Gospel, and several others. They've also revamped God's Flock. They brought in some additional items to go along with that devotional. I'll try to link some of those unboxings down below for you guys. I have unboxings of every kit from ByTheWell4God, so if you ever want to see what comes included, you can check out those unboxings on my channel. All you have to do is search LindseyDecor and then the name of the kit in YouTube, and it'll pull it up for you guys. But this one's going to be a great follow-up to Worthy of the Gospel. It says, how should we then live? Was the question theologian Francis Schaeffer posed in his book of the same title. The body of Christ is headed to glory, but in the meantime, we must navigate a world where we are all tainted by sin and brokenness. And that is one of the topics that we covered in Worthy of the Gospel, is this idea that we are, sinful people, we are broken, we need Jesus to save us, to redeem us, and that is the gospel story. So now that we know the gospel, how do we go about living in a world full of sinners? How do we interact with each other? How do we keep our eye on Jesus? It says, how do we do that with grace, compassion, and yet with an uncompromised biblical standard? What guides our decisions, choices, and actions? What is our true north that never changes? This study will examine biblical absolutes, daily struggles, and guiding principles that all believers must grapple with at one time or another. How should we then live? So I'm super excited. This is kind of the life application follow-up to Worthy of the Gospel. So while you're over there ordering this one, if you've not already grabbed Worthy of the Gospel, be sure to grab that one as well. That's such a fantastic devotional study. They're really knocking it out of the park with the devotional content over at ByTheWell4God right now. I just love having these in-depth studies. And of course, you've got plenty of scripture as always. So you're going to get some devotional content from Judy. She's got plenty of verse references and then some prompt questions to help you interact with each day of the devotional, just like we've seen in past devotionals from ByTheWell4God. So, and with this True North, we have this really fun nautical theme. I grew up by the beach, so this is super exciting for me. Let's start with this. So we've got the watercolor swatch card. This is unique to the ByTheWell4God devotional kits. This is not something that you really see in many of the devotional kits out there on the market. And so what they give you is a piece of watercolor cardstock with samples of Daniel Smith watercolors on there. This month you're getting 8 colors. You've got lots of blues and then some gray in there. I'm seeing tons of the genuine ones. And these are the Primatech line that are made from actual ground up gems and minerals, which are a favorite of mine from the Daniel Smith line. I always get excited when I see these in the kits. And so this gives you plenty of paint to work through the kit. I imagine I'm going to see tons of ocean themed pages from you guys, lots and lots and lots of ocean themed pages. So I'm excited to see how you guys use the watercolors. You're going to get 2 flare buttons. So you've got this one with the compass, and then you've got my guiding anchor. You're going to see some really pretty florals throughout the kit as well. So these are little pins, so you can attach them to the fabric clippies on the front of a Bible cover, a book bag, your kid's backpack, something like that. They're a little bit chunky to use in a Bible journaling entry, but you can take these apart, deconstruct them, and you could use the paper that's in the buttons if that's more useful to you. So don't be afraid to make things your own and use the product in the way that's best for you. You don't necessarily have to use it how it's intended. You got your verse card. So this comes with a key verse from this devotional study, which is going to be Psalm 143:10. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Let your good spirit lead me on level ground. And this also has 2 fabric bow clippies. These are 2 pieces of fabric. So don't be afraid, again, like I said, to deconstruct things, take it apart. If you'd rather use the fabric in your entries than, rather than use them as bow clippies. I'm working in a new interleaved Bible and I'm not tabbing my entries in that Bible. So I like to deconstruct these and actually use the fabric as a part of the entry or retie them in a different bow configuration. So don't be afraid to take things apart. Next up, you have your kit sticker. So this is just a white sticker that goes along with the devotional content. And so then you can keep track of the different devotionals that you're working on in the front of your Bible if you wanted to stick it there. Use it in an entry. I know a lot of people stick them on the front of a traveler's notebook, especially if you're going to be doing some additional journaling. There's not a whole lot of room in here to do response to the devotional prompts and the scripture writing and things like that. And so you may want to pick up some of the extra blank devotionals or the blank traveler's notebooks, and you could stick this on the front to indicate that it goes with that kit. Next up, we have the journaling cards. So you get 3 of these journaling cards. I love that they've switched to this side instead of the bookmark shape. And so you've got some really pretty watercolor images on the front here with some of the topics from the devotional study, and then the back gives you some space to do some journaling, but there's colored images on the back as well. So the attention to detail is just one of my favorite parts of the ByTheWell4God kits, and you'll see that in some of the stickers and things as well. But it gives you just some space if you want to do some private journaling and create like a tip-in, or maybe you're working in a mini album, a mini book, something like that. You can definitely use these for that as well. Next up, we have the clear stickers. So you get 3 sheets of clear stickers. And like I said, with the attention to detail, you always get the little ByTheWell4God truck at the top here. Now, this isn't actually cut to be a sticker. You can fussy cut that out and use it as a sticker, but they always change what the truck is carrying to coordinate with the kit. So you've got some fun little waves in the back of the truck this month. And then same with this title here. It's not cut to be a sticker, but you could definitely fussy cut that out and use it in some of your entries if you wanted to. So you've got this sheet that's got these really pretty images. These are, again, clear stickers, so they're going to just blend right into your page. Makes for very simple Bible journaling entries. You can just put down a little bit of watercolor, stick a sticker down, do your title, do your journaling, and you are done. So you've got several images there. You've got, like I said, again, you can definitely be creating some ocean scenes with the watercolor. Stick down some stickers and create your little scene. And then this one here are some washi strips. So you've got 6 different washi patterns. I love that they do this rather than doing a whole roll of washi. That way you can have some variety. I like to cut these in quarters actually. So I cut them in half and then cut them in half again and use them as little accent pieces. But you can use them as the whole strips as well. They are clear sticker paper, not washi paper. So they don't tear like washi tape. So just heads up on that. You do have to use your scissors to trim this down. But it's clear sticker paper, so it'll just melt right into the page just like washi tape does. So you get 3 sheets of those. Next up, you have the alpha sticker. So this is the white alpha sticker with this fun scallop pattern on there. You've got several of each letter as well as some hearts and punctuation and ampersands all in there. So that is a lot of fun. They do also have an outliner stamp set that coordinates with this font. If that is still available in the shop, I will link it down below. Basically, it's just an outline alpha stamp that perfectly outlines these letters. So if you are somebody like me that likes to outline the letters when you put them down on the page, that kind of saves you some time to use the stamp set. Speaking of stamp sets, this is the 4x6 stamp set that comes with the kit. I am super excited about that. Typically, we see images that are pulled from the graphics as the stamp set, but this month you're getting an alpha, and an alpha stamp set is one of those like necessity items. Whenever I get questions about, some Bible journaling basics, what are some things to start on, or, when you're investing in products, what are some good investment things? And I would say an alpha stamp set is top of the list for me because you can get such variety of use out of these. Just by changing up the inks or the mediums that you stamp with, changes the colors, and you can use this again and again. So you're getting this true north lower font. It's just a very simple serif font, but you also get some numbers and some punctuation in there as well. And so this is a good size, whether you're working in a traditional journaling Bible or something as big as the Interleaf Bible or Illustrating Bible. This font is going to be a good font for either one that you're working in. So I love that they're including an alpha this month, and you will have the opportunity to get the uppercase version as an add-on if you'd like to do that. So that is the stamp set that comes with the kit. And then next up, we have the die cut pieces. So you've got all of these fun images that are cut out as die cuts. They are just blank on the back. You've got some seagulls. I love all of the watercolor images that you see through here. I love watercolor. There's just something about Bible journaling and watercolor that just goes hand in hand in my mind. So you've got some really pretty anchors with some watercolor florals. You've got lots of nautical themed things like compasses and, ships and knots. You're going to see some of this in the add-on stamps as well. I love the little seagulls. So this is one of those kits where I like that the imagery is a little neutral in that you can really focus in on the devotional content and just embellish a little bit with some nautical themed elements. They don't necessarily have to tie in directly with the topic of the devotional. Love this lighthouse. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's like it's actually been watercolored on textured paper and then scanned in and created the die cuts out of it. So you actually have some like paper texture to the images, which is really nice. You've got a little message in a bottle. You've got a couple of ships here. Again, it would be really pretty to do some watercolor backgrounds and then just have your little ship on there. And then they've also included this piece of canvas fabric, which is awesome. I love that they include texture elements. They usually have, different fabrics or textures that they include with the die cuts. And so this month is this canvas piece. You could stamp on this. If you're going to be stamping on this, I would advise using something like archival ink or STAIS-on ink, but you can see that this will fray as well. So you could cut it and fray it and just add some extra embellishment and texture. You could also lightly adhere this to a piece of paper and run it through your typewriter and type directly on here if you wanted to. You could probably even run it through your printer and print directly onto it. It's just a fun way to get some added texture to your Bible journaling entries, which I love getting to experiment and play with that. And I love that they include that in there to let you play without having to, invest in a bunch of fabric or different things like that. It just gives you the ability to kind of play around with that just by purchasing the kit. So there's a look at everything that comes in the True North kit. You do also get an email with the graphics in printable format as well. That way you can print some extras if you need those. Those are for personal use only, but that gives you the ability to print. Maybe you want to print these on clear sticker paper, or maybe you want to print the clear stickers on cardstock or something like that. It gives you the option to print those out however you wish. So be sure to check your emails for that. So there's a look at the True North kit. I will have everything linked down below, but let's take a look at some of the add-on items that are meant to coordinate with the kit if you want to grab these as well. So they do have a new set of spiritual journaling cards. This comes with, I believe, 12 cards. And I think these are 3x4 if I remember right. Yes, so these are 3x4 sized journaling cards. They are color on front and back, and they're made to look like these little, prescription pads. They give you a place to write out your verse and your date, some journaling spot. And I just love that they are creating these and kind of customizing them to each kit each month. And it's just kind of a fun element to journal with. These also would be great for memory dex cards. If you're doing a memory dex system, you could use these for that as well. So you've got the spiritual prescription journaling cards. You've got a little mini stamp set. This one here looks like it's 3x4. So this is a 3x4 stamp set, and this is the boarding pass. And it's kind of this fun just like it says, boarding pass, but for the fill-in, like where you're going and your departure and your information are all these different verses, and I imagine they're verses pulled from the devotional content, and just kind of gives you this fun like ticket element to incorporate. We've been seeing tickets the last couple months, so it's kind of fun to have, you know, a different shape. You could also use this as just a background element layered behind your pieces, or you could actually print this on pattern or stamp it on pattern paper and fussy cut it out and use it as a layering element, make journaling cards out of it. So just kind of fun. I love that they're branching out and doing these different shapes and sizes and elements to go along with the kits. And it really encourages you to take the kits outside of your journaling Bible. So whether you're a scrapbooker, a memory keeper, an art journaler, I'm just giving you some more elements that you can use in those other projects as well. So there's the boarding pass stamp. Next up, we have the stencil this month. So it's the wave stencil. So you've got, of course, this really fun ocean wave. I have an entire Tip Tuesday all about stencils. If you're curious about, you know, using different products, how to get the best results, I will link that down below for you. It also has some little star elements. So again, looking at true north, you can use those in there as well. So I really, really love how that would look. You can even use the watercolors from the kit. If you used a baby wipe and picked up some of the watercolor and just kind of dabbed it through the stencil, and then you could get a watercolor wave, would be really pretty. So there's lots of different ways to use the stencil. So definitely check out that Tip Tuesday video if you haven't already. There are also some coordinating alphas. So you've got the tile alphas. It comes in a set of 5 in coordinating colors with the kit. And then you also have the clear alpha stickers. Again, you have that outliner stamp set that coordinates with this if you'd like to outline your alphas. These are on clear sticker paper. So you'll see this is the same font and same pattern as this sheet that comes in the kit, but these are clear stickers instead of white stickers. So they just blend right into the page. You can even put these ones over the text and still be able to see the text through the sticker. Just keep in mind that some of the darker ones, or if there's a really busy pattern, you may not be able to see the text as well. But this comes with seven different colors and patterns to coordinate with the kit. So there are the coordinating alpha stickers. Next up, we have the Traveler's Notebook inserts. So like I mentioned, there isn't a whole lot of room to journal directly in the devotional booklet. So it might be a good idea to grab these if you know that you're going to be doing some additional prayer journaling, verse writing, you know, word studies, things like that. These are great to pair along with the kit. They are just blank white pages. It is the same paper that they use in the devotionals themselves. So you've got that really nice quality thick paper. This one has the lighthouse on the outside and then the seagulls on the inside, which is really fun. And then you've got the scallop wave pattern with bubbles on the inside of this one. It does come in a 2-pack, so that is nice. And these fit in a standard Traveler's Notebook system if you want to keep everything together. Next up, we have the 6x6 patterned papers. So you get 24 double-sided papers, 3 of each design. I've already kind of separated these so that you can see the front and the back. So you can see all the different patterns there. Lots of blues, and then there's some fun, you know, pops of, you know, seagulls and compasses and just some of those fun things. These would be cute to fussy cut out. You've got a little bit of wood grain with the boats, which is really fun. Linen pattern, waves. I do have a Tip Tuesday all about pattern papers. If you have questions about how I use pattern papers in my Bible journaling, definitely check that out. There's a lot of different things you can do with these. I know some people kind of look at it and go, okay, I'm not familiar, you know, I'm not a scrapbooker, I'm not quite sure how to use pattern papers in my journaling Bible. I give tons of tips, even for stamping and fussy cutting out images, instantly gives some color to them. You could do some layering stamps. So if you are, you know, doing a girl with her outfit, you could stamp it several times on different patterns and then fussy cut those out and build up her outfit with the pattern paper. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with these. Okay, so there's a look at the different patterned papers. There's also going to be a set of digital papers. If that is more your speed, I did not get a chance to get those printed out, but I will link them down below for you guys. That is a separate purchase that you can purchase, and it comes with some of the patterns and then some other cut apart elements, some library cards, things like that, that you can add into your kit. And that is a digital file that you can purchase. So there are those. And then last but not least are going to be the stamp sets. And so I do believe these are all going to be restocked in the shop. So those will be linked down below. We've got Lighthouse, and they always include a verse as a jumping off point. So if you're just not quite sure where you want to use the stamp set, that's a good place to start. It's not the only place that you can use the stamp set, but I love that they include that. You might want to just go through and do a verse study just off of the verses of the different stamp sets. If you're just looking for somewhere to jump in and start reading or somewhere to start studying, that would be a fun project to do. And then on the back, they usually have an example of like how they would color in some of the images from the stamp set. So you have this one here with this really pretty lighthouse. I think this would be really fun to do with those watercolor markers. I'll try to link a video down below where you color the stamp in on the stamp directly itself with water reactive markers, and then you kind of draw out the color with a wet paintbrush, and it gives you this really soft no line watercoloring technique. So I'll try to link that video down below and you can see how I did that, but that would be great for this image here. And then you've got the anchor and some little messages in the bottle, some birds. So again, just some great images to add into the kit if you want to do some additional stamping. Not tied. This one is a lot of fun. I've seen some of the girls on the creative team already using this one, creating a like border element out of this one here. You can repeat stamp this one. This is great for maybe blocking off your verse or giving you a journaling spot. Maybe you want to stamp this on some of the pattern papers and then fussy cut it out and then create a little journaling element. You've got this knot here, actually makes a cross, which is really fun. And then just some additional knot pieces. So those are really cute. These would be fun to stamp on that piece of fabric as well and fussy cut it out, and then you get some of that texture in there. You have roses and wheels. So you've got some compasses and then some ship wheels, true north. So lots of fun. I get lots of questions for product for boys because there just is not a lot out there for Bible journaling for boys. I think this kit would be great. All of the elements that are meant to coordinate it would be great. It's very, could be very masculine themed. You could also do greeting cards with these. Just let your kiddos, stamp and create with them while you're working through the kit. So for those of you boy mamas, this would be a good one for you guys to pick up. This is the texture stamp for this month. You have CMAP, and so you could definitely stamp this and get a perfect impression and be able to use it just like a map, but I like to actually kind of just lightly stamp this around and create like a textured background with it. So you've got this old-fashioned map with little ships and an anchor on there. Love, love, love that. I know my kids are going to be obsessed with this. My husband's all about the Kraken and octopus and ships and that whole thing. My family loves that, so they'll be excited for that. Here's the True North upper. So this is the uppercase of the alpha that comes with the kit. So if you're wanting to do both of those, you can get this as an add-on stamp. And then we have this giant 6x8, I believe. Yes, 6x8 stamp set. So these are 4x6. These were add-ons that you could get during the pre-sale, but they will be putting those back in the shop as well. And then the bigger stamp sets are not usually done as part of the pre-sale. They're separate because they're the 6x8 size. So this is the 6x8 alpha stamp. You've got Naomi, and then there is also a coordinating Naomi's numbers that comes with some punctuation and some fun little texture elements as well. I love this. You get both, you get mostly lowercase, but you do have uppercase of a few of the letters for things like God, Jesus, Christ, Son. So some of those words that you might want to uppercase, you can definitely do that with this set. So I love that about Bible journaling alpha sets is they're usually pay attention to that detail and include those uppercases for you. So it's just a really nice, simple serif font, and it's a nice narrow font. So again, whether you're working in a traditional 2-inch journaling Bible or the Interleaf Bible or the Illustrating Bible, this font will work in either of those. And then of course the Naomi's numbers to coordinate. So there's a look at the new stamp sets that released. I did want to point out these. I don't think these are still available in the shop. These are older stamp sets, but if you have them in your stash, I wanted to suggest pulling them out to use along with this kit. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget to use my older product. And so, when we've invested and spent the money, we definitely want to use our older product. So I've pulled out some of the Living Water stamp sets that released a couple years ago for the Living Water Devotional, just because they are ocean themed and would go great with that as well. So there's Thirst No More. I thought the little crabs and things would go well with it. You have this one with the fish and the dolphin and the seashells. We were lamenting that we didn't bring this one back because it has this fun repeating wave stamp that would have went really well with the kit. I think they did a mini version of this as one of the freebies they're giving out. But if you've got this one in your stash, pull it out. It would go great with this kit. And then you've got Fishers of Men. I thought would be a good one to go with it as well. So if you've got them in your stash, pull them out. I'm not going to show you the freebies because I'm going to start letting that be a surprise. I don't know about you, but I like getting free surprises. So the freebie for this month will be a surprise if you order from ByTheWell4God, but just know that they send you lots of fun freebie goodies in your orders. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Check out the coordinating blog post for close-up photos of all the products from this release, as well as the color matching that I did with the different paints and gelatos and inks and neo colors and all that goodness. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.